In a major relief to Kerela Ashokan, alias Hadiya, the Supreme Court of India today set aside the Kerela High Court order annulling her marriage to a Muslim man, Love-Jihad. A bench comprising Chief Justice Deepak Mishra and Justices A.M. Khandilkar and D.Y. Chandrachud gave the verdict on a plea filed by Love-Jihad, who challenged Kerela High Court's order annulling his marriage to Hadiya. Now, Kerela had converted to Islam after marrying Love-Jihad. However, the court ruled that the ongoing investigation by the National Investigation Agency, or NIA, into the matter will continue. The court also says it arrived at the decision after speaking to Hadiya, who says she had willingly married Love-Jihad. The court held that Kerela High Court should not have annulled the marriage between Hadiya and Love-Jihad. Now, earlier this week, Kerela, alias Hadiya's father, claimed before the Supreme Court that his efforts prevented his daughter from being transported to Syria for use as sex slave or human bomb. Right, joining me live from New Delhi is my colleague Karthikey Sharma, who's been tracking this case very closely. Karthikey, good evening. Do you think this Supreme Court judgment verdict punctures the so-called Love-Jihad conspiracy theory?
Absolutely. You know, what it does is that it not only punctures the Love-Jihad story, though NIA says that they will continue the case. What it does is it puts into center the discourse of constitutional principles in political narrative. What it does is it says that you have to appreciate and you have to recognize that liberty, the individual right, and the right to do what you want to in your personal sphere has to be respected. Now, Love-Jihad discourse was that there is a conspiracy to convert girls from one particular section of the society to another. Now, what this court says that this is a decision by an adult. Now, if you don't have prima facie any evidence, you cannot annul a marriage. So the issue came down to annulling a marriage, which the High Court did. So what the Supreme Court did was, Ramesh, it validated the marriage and it has put the right of an individual in the center rather than the issues of the community. And I'll give you an example because this will have a far-reaching impact. You know, the whole issue when it comes to women becomes a matter of community. You know, for example, if there's a crime against women, so it becomes a matter of honor for men. Here it became a matter of honor for community. But the court says it's an individual right. If there is an issue, then it has to be investigated. But you cannot annul a marriage. So I think that way it's a path-breaking judgment by Supreme Court, and that too on the International Women's Day.
Also, Karthikey, the Supreme Court says the NIA can continue investigating the matter. But on balance, with the benefit of hindsight, especially in light of today's judgment, how do you think this will reflect on the activities of the NIA itself?
Well, I would say there are two things to it. One, it will reflect on the, it will have a wider ramification in terms of what NIA does. But to say that sort of a carte blanche which the investigative agency at that point of time enjoyed, or the sort of separation which the couple had to go through, I don't think that's going to happen, one. And secondly, importance here lies in the fact that the issue had become electoral in nature. Ramesh, it had become political in nature. You have elections in Karnataka, you have elections in Rajasthan, you have elections in Madhya Pradesh. So that way, the whole Love-Jihad discourse has been punctured. It will be another thing if NIA is able to prove this case in specificity that, well, there was a conspiracy. But as a larger narrative of girls being converted to other community, that discourse doesn't stand because court has put the constitutional morality in the political narrative, which is about an individual. Rights in Indian constitution is about an individual. It's not about a community. And I think that's the distinction which the court has made in its earnestness.
Right, so as Karthikey points out there, Supreme Court giving relief to Hadiya in this case and overturning the Kerela High Court order annulling her marriage with Love-Jihad. Karthikey Sharma, New Delhi, thank you for your inputs.